As guardian of the person, it is your responsibility to protect and control the person of the ward, making all decisions on behalf of the ward based upon the ward's best interest.
The county probate court appoints guardians to protect vulnerable individuals. But a year-long dispatch investigation reveals once guardianships are established, the wards become trapped in a system ripe for abuse and neglect.
Ohio law doesn't say you have to visit and be involved with the person over whom you hold complete and total control.
While some counties in Ohio require guardians to visit their wards, the majority do not.
And what's sad is these are the most vulnerable people, really.
Most courts also don't conduct random inspections. Franklin County has more than 5,000 wards, and probate judge Robert Montgomery says they can't check up on all of them.
We have the resources to resolve the problems and investigate the ones we know about. I will say on the record that we really don't have the resources to go out there proactively and meet with every ward on a regular basis.
Phil Matoyer never wanted a guardian for his father Albert, who was an Army and Air Force veteran. But a local attorney applied for guardianship.
We were pretty blindsided because at that time we were told basically that this man was going to take over his guardianship. When you hear the word guardianship, you think about someone taking care of somebody. And it was my understanding that he was supposed to liquidate his assets, take care of his things, financials, and make sure everything was taken care of in an orderly manner. And I didn't see that happening.
That same attorney, Paul Cormanick, has about 400 wards under his control.
The first thing that comes to my mind is what happens if he gets hit by a bus.
We'd be running night court here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for I don't know how long, having successor guardianship hearings just to try and place all these people. It's a system that's been in place for a long time, and as soon as I looked at it, I identified it as something that, I'm not comfortable with.
Do you solemnly
The court expects guardians to be honest, but many wards can't question how the guardians spend their money. Attorney Kevin Crane had his daughter buy Christmas presents for his wards. Then they charged the wards for the gifts and the time it took his daughter to shop for, wrap, and deliver them. And the court approved it.
And if it's a $400 total purchase, typically it's $100 for the service and $300 for the item. They're getting paid to go, see these people. And
Crane also routinely charges for the time it takes to file paperwork, which wouldn't fly under Judge Thomas Swift's rule in Trumbull County.
I will get an itemized bill from an attorney, and it will include time in transit to the courthouse. That comes off because that's not legal work. Time in preparing the bill, that comes off because that's your bill. That's not work for the wards.
While a few counties have set up their own requirements for guardianship cases, there aren't many state standards in place.
For us to expect that someone can come and be appointed guardian and understand what their duties are immediately is not a good assessment.
The courts also bear the responsibility of finding guardians for wards with nowhere to turn.
I don't feel comfortable as a judge being put in a position to where we feel like we have to somehow recruit people to serve as guardians and then call them in on the carpet if they've done something wrong.
Judges have the power to fine or jail guardians for neglect or abuse, but that hasn't happened in Franklin County in the last 14 years.
Judges in Ohio, by statute, are the superior guardians of the individuals they appoint. That's where the buck stops.
If the court isn't aware of a problem, how can it be fixed? Stark County has a volunteer program to check up on its wards, which helped identify a horrible situation.
When they found her, she was just basically crawling around the floor. Her daughter didn't see her every day, and she would leave food on the floor for her to eat. And if she knew she wasn't going to come back, she would put a couple diapers on her.
That guardian was removed, but finding good guardians to take on wards isn't easy.
When we live in the baby boomer generation here, where they're all going to be reaching an age to where we're going to have more people than ever are going to be in situations where they're going to have certain needs. There's going to be an incredible stress on the system when that happens.
Some say it's time for a change in thinking.
All of us will at some point become dependent. And we need to care about how people are taken care of.
It is very similar to the foster care problem. It is so similar. I mean, what you really have to have is people who give a damn.
As a practical matter, I think you're going to see that there's a lot of competing interests for any dollars that are available. You know, I think you're going to have a change in thinking or mindset.